If you want more money, more clients, more love, or more success in general, then you need to stop doing things and start being. What do I mean by that? Most people, when they want these things, they try to compensate for their identity through action. They try to do more, they try to work harder, they put in more hours, they try out different strategies, they try out different solutions that they can think of, but they can't seem to get their particular desires, right? But they never seem to get what they truly want. So what's the problem here? Now most people in our world, they follow this have do be principle. What is that? Now most people think that once I have money, I will do what I love and be happy. Once I have a job, then I will stop worrying and be relaxed. What this means is they want to get the end result first in order to be the ideal version of themselves, which it doesn't work. From the universe standpoint, this will not work, right? Because everything that you want, every desire that you truly want in this world, it all boils down to a feeling that you want. It's a feeling that you are craving. You want money because you want to stop worrying about money. You want to feel relaxed. You want to feel calm. You want to feel relieved. You want to feel at peace. You don't want to feel stressful, right? So every desire that you have, you either want a particular feeling or you don't want a particular feeling. You either run away from a feeling or you want a certain feeling. Now, since we have established that everything that you want, everything that you truly desire, just boils down to a feeling, then you can create that feeling internally before you even achieve that particular result. You are capable of that, but we don't do it, right? Your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what is imagination and what is true real experience. Now we can use that to our advantage, right? So instead of following this have do principle, instead of being desperate for the result that we want in order to feel how it would feel if we have those desires, we can start following the be do have principle. So the first part of the equation is being, who you are truly being at this present moment. So it is your identity, who you are being, right? So your identity must correspond to your ideal version of reality, right? So you need to think, feel, and act as if your desired reality already exists. What does it mean? If you want more money, if you want to be rich, then start being rich. Start feeling like the rich. Start talking like the rich. Start acting like the rich. How do you do that? You first decide that I am rich, right? If you are struggling for clients, if you're struggling in your business, then first think to yourself, I am successful. If you are making 10K per month, but you want to reach to 50K per month, then start deciding that I am at 50K per month. That is not you faking until you make it. It is not that. Now first you need to understand the fundamental nature of reality. The mental plane is the origin of the physical plane. Everything must first exist in the mental plane in order to materialize into the physical plane. So entire life, first it exists in the mental plane, and it takes some time, and only then it materializes into the physical plane. Now the mental plane, so we can say that the mental plane is the cause and the physical plane is the effect, right? Now that we have established this foundation, this makes much more sense, right? Now once you decide that I am rich, once you have fixed your identity, how you can enforce that identity, how you can truly believe that you are rich? Because just saying I am rich, you're not going to believe it. Your subconscious mind isn't going to believe it. So the tool we are going to use is your imagination. Once you imagine you are rich, once you imagine you are loved, whatever desire you may have, once you decide you already have it, and imagine yourself having it, feeling it, use all your five senses. Once you imagine yourself having the desire or indulging in the desire, then you can naturally start being the person on how you would be if you were in your desired reality. Right? Now, once you have fixed your identity and you start being the person of your ideal reality, then you can start doing the actions that will lead to your desired reality. Action is still required in this process. Any manifestation that you want to happen, action is important. Anyone who says action is Anyone who says action is not important, that you can do nothing to manifest them, stop listening to them, honestly, because you will be better, right? So you still need action, but they will be inspired actions. Once you believe, once you start being rich, then you will get those inspired actions as intuition. You will naturally know what actions to take. Now, for example, let's say you want more money and you decide that you are rich. Then once you decide you are rich, the actions that you want to take will be significantly different. You may execute on the business idea that you have been thinking about all this time. You may invest in some courses, you may hire a mentor, whatever it may be. Those actions would not have been possible if you are in the scarcity mindset, if you are in the scarcity identity. If you have been thinking I am broke, if you have been thinking I'm poor, if you have been thinking I can't, then that identity will not lead to the actions that you will take that will lead you to your desired reality. All the actions you're taking at this moment, it is purely dependent on what identity you possess. If you have been inconsistent in going to the gym, then that means your identity is not of a healthy person. If you have been binge eating all these ultra processed foods, then that means your identity is not a healthy person. So first you need to decide who you want to be, who you need to be in order to get that desire. Once you have decided, imagine yourself having that desire. If you want an athletic body, if you want an aesthetic body, imagine yourself having it. Imagine looking into the mirror and feeling beautiful, feeling confident, feeling proud of yourself. So once you imagine and once you start being that person and you do the required actions, that you will naturally know. But because even if you don't know, give it some time, start being the person and just live on your life, you will get those intuitive actions, you will get those intuitive signs on what action to take, and you better take them. Once you know what action to take, you must be a master executor. Procrastination has killed many dreams, right? So don't let it be you, because even if you procrastinate, then that means you're not being the ideal version. You're not being the person who has the desire. If you want more money and you start being rich, then the rich people doesn't procrastinate. They get things done. So if you procrastinate, that means your identity is still in the making. You are not fixed in your identity, right? Now, once you naturally decide who you want to be and you naturally do what you need to do, you will naturally have what you desire, right? The last part of the equation, you don't need to do anything about it, because the external results will mirror your internal state. Whatever you want, if you already have it internally, it will get reflected externally. To get it reflected externally, those are the actions that you need to take, that you will naturally receive from the universe as intuition. Now that you've understood this process, that's a certain trap that many people fall into, right? Now your current life, it is a reflection. Now your current life is a reflection of your past identity. Now you can interchange identity with frequency, state of consciousness, right? Now, since your current life is a reflection of your past identity, you can't make a decision on who you are. If your current circumstances is not up to your liking, if you are poor, if you are broke, then that feeling of being broke, that situation of being broke is a reflection of your past frequency, right? Because whatever thoughts, feelings, beliefs, whatever thoughts, beliefs, feelings, identity that you have right now, it will get materialized into physical reality. But the nuance here is, for it to get materialized, it will take some time, right? Your old bank account, your relationships, your business condition, whether you're being successful in your business or not, if you're failing in your business, whatever circumstance you are in, it got materialized after some time. You have been having the same thoughts, feelings, and beliefs for a long, prolonged amount of time, and that is why your reality stays stuck. Your present moment, your current circumstances is a reflection of your past identity, of your past frequency. So once you start being rich, that doesn't necessarily mean money will start flowing in by tomorrow. It doesn't mean that, right? You can't dictate who you need to be by seeing your current circumstances. Just because your bank account says $0, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are broke, because that is a reflection of your past thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, of your past frequency, right? Now, once you start being the ideal version of yourself, then it will take some time for it to materialize into physical reality. Till it materializes, you need to start doing the right actions that you will naturally get from the universe. This is a trap, right? So, how much of a bleak your current situation may be, right? If you have been struggling to get clients all this time, if you have been failing in your business enormously, or if you have been making money but you can't seem to scale up how much ever you try, that is because it is a reflection. It is the culmination of all past thoughts, behaviors, actions, feelings, beliefs, identity that you have been having in the past. So it's very much essential for you to give it time. Whoever you're being at this present moment, you need to give it time for it to materialize into physical reality. How long? It depends on how strong you're being right now. If you can be rich, subconsciously, if you can be rich, actually be rich, feel rich, act rich, think rich, then of course you'll be rich very fast. But that doesn't happen because you don't have the capability to make it happen. It is as simple as that, right? So, so to avoid this trap, the best tool that you can use is a simple question. I want you to engrave this question into your mind, right? Throughout your day, I want you to ask this question as much times as possible because the more you do it, the more you reinforce your new identity, right? So the question is, am I being the person who already has what I want, or am I being the person who's still trying to get it? This one question will immediately let you know who you are being in this present moment, right? I will ask you again. So ask yourself this question. I want you to engrave this question into your mind. This question should be present at all times, every single time, until you feel natural in who you are being. If you have been feeling broke all this time, then it's very much important that you feel rich. But you need to remind yourself that who you need to be, on who you need to be. So ask yourself, am I being the person who already has what I want, or am I being the person who's still trying to get it? Do you already have that desire, or are you still being the person who's still trying to get it? This one question will reveal who you are at this present moment, right? This will help you tremendously to not fall back into your old frequency, right? When you follow the be do have principle, this question will help you enormously because I have been asking this question all this time to manifest my desires, and many of them did materialize because this question single-handedly helped me to become aware of who I was being in any given time, right? So start being the person who already has what you want instead of being the person who's still trying to get it. So that's it from me. So my free community is nearly finished. I will drop the link soon in the description. Make sure to join. And yeah, I think that's it.